Welcome back to my channel Joyroute-jojo. This is the third video in SC-401 tutorial series. In the first video, we have discussed about know your data, and the second video we discussed about protect your data. Now we are going to discuss prevent data loss. It is something like you prevent some unnecessary sharing or any overexposure. If you want to stop sharing of the data, we use prevent data stage. Here, to prevent data loss, we use DLP policies. To prevent data loss, we have data loss prevention policies. First, let us go through with the official landing page what they have mentioned about this DLP. Then we will just create another policy and let us see how it works. All right. So let me just go to the Microsoft landing page for the SC-401 exam, where it mentioned about data loss prevention DLP policy. What is Microsoft Purview DLP? Data loss prevention policy. What is this? Microsoft Purview data loss prevention is a tool that helps to prevent accidental sharing of sensitive information by applying policy across various digital environment. So here we have data loss prevention policy that we get from the solutions. We have data loss prevention. Click on that. That will take you to the data loss prevention policies. And if you click on policy, you could see default policy. And here you have an option to create custom policies. It help you. Which one? The data loss prevention policy is a tool that help you to prevent accidental sharing of sensitive information, applying policies across various digital environment. These policies detect and respond to the specific type of data such as credit card numbers or personal identification details, ensuring that sensitive information is protected and managed effectively. So in order to protect our sensitive information, we have data loss prevention policies. Why use Microsoft Purview DLP, data loss prevention policy? To prevent accidental data leak, maintain consistent data security, low effect on productivity, tailored data security, and adaptive protection DLP. For all these are the benefit of using DLP policy. By accidentally, we should not leak any data. So that is the purpose of having DLP. Now let us see how we plan and design DLP. We have to be very careful while planning this DLP. It is very important. Now let us check why careful planning is important about the DLP deployment. Because no two organizations are same and neither are their data security requirement. Whatever data is there in one organization will be the different, and the other organization that will have a different data. So no two organizations are the same. So when planning for DLP, consider your organization specific needs. What kind of sensitive information you handle, where it is stored, how it is shared. A well planned DLP prevents and accidental data leaks and help ensure compliance with internal standard without disrupting day-to-day operations. If it is a health institution, you will have a data related to health. If it is a financial institution, your sensitive data will be something related to the financial documents. So each organization, the data will be different, and how to manage that also will be different. So we have to plan to deploy DLP. Steps to plan the DLP deployment is identify the stakeholders whom all we should include in the discussion of DLP deployment. The common stakeholders are IT and security team. IT team should be the member of the discussion because they are the one who deploy it. Then compliance officers, legal and risk management teams, data owners and business unit leaders. All these members should be part of that discussion, how to be planned for the DLP deployment. Once these people are part of it, then define the categories of sensitive information. These people should sit together and define the categories of sensitive information like financial data, personal information, intellectual property, or any other sensitive or like regulation information, that to be categorized the sensitive information. Then they set a clear goals and strategy. It should not disrupt the day-to-day activities. So it should be clear goal and strategy. Then determine where DLP will be applied. It can be location include. DLP policies can be applied across wide range of platforms. Normally Exchange Online. It can be applied to Exchange Online, SharePoint and OneDrive, Microsoft Teams, Office application like Word, Excel and PowerPoint, Windows 10 level and Mac OS for endpoint protection, non-Microsoft cloud apps monitored through Microsoft Defender for cloud apps, or on-premise file shares and on-premise SharePoint, Microsoft Fabric and Power BI, data analytic and reporting. In all these locations, we can implement DLP policies. We can apply DLP policy. And here they are giving a design, how to design the DLP policy. So let us create a DLP policy right now. Here you have some default policies and the priority number is given here. You have an option to move up and down. Move to the top means highest priority. Move to the down means lowest priority. But in the case of sensitive labels, when you are moving down, we are getting higher priority. All right. Before we create a policy, let us see one more thing. Best practices for successful DLP policy design. First thing is start small. Begin with policies that cover critical data and location. This reduces the risk of overblocking and allow gradual fine tuning. Then educate users. Use DLP notification and policy tip to inform users about compliance requirement and risky behavior. This can reduce false positive and improve policy effectiveness. And the third best practice is regularly review and update the policy. Let us create a policy, and this is just a demo policy which I am creating here. In an organization, as it is mentioned, this to be created with the help of the stakeholders. We have to categorize it properly. Then we have to plan it and create a DLP policy. DLP deployment should be planned well before. However, just to showcase you how the DLP policy works, let me just create a policy. I have already created a policy here, policy for IP address. This is just to show a simulation. I have created it. Save time. I have already created a customized policy here, policy for IP address. Let us edit this policy and show what all settings I have done in this policy. So let me click on edit. I have named this policy for IP address. Let me click on next. So I have kept this as default. Let me click on next and choose where to apply this policy. I have applied this policy on Exchange email, SharePoint site, OneDrive accounts, Teams chat, and on-premise repositories. Let me click on next. And here we have to select the rule. I have selected the rule as condition. I have selected here. Content contains if any of the sensitive info type. Sensitive info type is nothing but IP address and IP address v4. Action to be taken: notify users with email and policy tips, restrict access to content, send alert to the administrator. So these three are the action if you find any IP address in the message body. So that is the customized advanced DLP policy which we are creating right now. Let me click on next. And I have turned on the policy immediately. We have an option to run the policy in simulation mode. Turn the policy on immediately. Leave the policy turned off. I have kept it at turn the policy on immediately. Let me click next and submit this. So I have already created this. Let me cancel it. And here you could see, and the priority is 3, which is the least priority for this particular policy. The default one takes the higher priority as of now. When we share any IP address in any of the email, it should be blocked, and we should get some notification. So let me just log into my email. I have logged in over here, and let me write an email to Abir, and I mention here as IP address. I type here, dear Abir, Please find the server IP below. IP 172.16.1.21. Then I'm sharing one more IP 172.16.1.16.1.22. That great. Best regards, Jojo Paul. All right, I'm sending this mail. So it is asking me to add the sensitivity label while I am sending this, because there is another sensitivity label is enabled, and I keep it as public data and send it. Now I'm getting a blocked message blocked IP address. So if you open that, you could see your email message conflict with the policy in your organization. The message was not delivered to the all recipient issue. Message contained the following sensitive information: IP address and IP address before, and blocked message details is given over here. So in this way, we can block so some sensitive information through DLP. More details about the DLP we can see in the coming video. Thanks for watching this video. We will meet in the other video. Till then, goodbye.